All right, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. And if you just joined us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's School of Marriage, the Fridays edition of the ASO Radio's talk show, where we talk about marriage. Everything about this program is centered on marriage, how to have a fantastic marriage, a healthy marriage, a beautiful marriage, that marriage you've always looked forward to, you have always desired and prayed for. You can have it. Yes, there will be challenges here and there. There will be turns and, one thing or the other that sometimes might not be very pleasant. But overall, marriage is a beautiful thing and you can have a beautiful marriage. Doesn't matter what you're going through right now in your marriage. Once you have a I can do it mentality, once you have the focus, once you're focused, once you're intentional, once you're deliberate, you will see that your marriage can work. You will make it work because the power is in your hands. You are the one who can tell if your marriage will work or not. That's just the truth. Because once you are intentional, of course, with the help of God, but once you are intentional about your marriage working, those little things that, because the truth is that things that cause problem in marriages sometimes or most times are those very very little things that we decide or ignore, that we choose to ignore and not pay attention to, especially when the other partner is complaining or trying to let you know that they don't like this thing, but you keep doing it and not paying attention to it, not taking them serious. Those are the things that at the long run leads to the collapse or the fall of a marriage. But once we are intentional and deliberate, always intentional about our relationship, about our marriage, we can actually make it work. It doesn't take rocket science. It's two imperfect people, and that's the truth. You don't wait or complain that, oh, you're not perfect, or she's not perfect, or he is not perfect. You want a perfect person. You cannot get a perfect person. No matter how you see someone acting so perfect out there, once you truly get to know them and come in contact with the person, you see that they have their flaws and deficiency, and that is just normal. It's not that you're bad, it's not that the person is bad, it's normal. We are all working towards being a better version of ourselves, working towards perfection. No one has arrived there yet. So don't look down on your relationship at whatever stage it's in right now. It can get better. It just takes you being deliberate and intentional, and surely you'll get and have a great and a beautiful marriage.
Yeah, I think there's a freedom, a liberty knowing that there's no one that is perfect, yet we're
Yeah.
all working towards perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Even though no one is perfect, we need to work towards perfection,
That's right.
and that will free you from all forms of expectations,
Yeah.
trying
And
to live your
pressure.
life to
Mm-hmm.
impress people, living your life under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And that will help you to be original, no need
Yeah.
of pretending. Let your
Mm-hmm.
spouse know you for who you are, and then that will also open you up to receiving feedback from your spouse. Once you know that, okay, I'm not perfect, I'm ready to get better, you take whatever feedback your spouse gives you as a positive feedback,
Yeah.
for you to get better, in life, be a better person.
Mm.
So in as much as no one is perfect as it ought to be, we all need to work towards perfection. Don't just relax and say,
I'm
after
not
all, no
perfect.
one is perfect. Take it or leave it. Take me like that or leave me like
Yeah.
that. And
Mm.
you that you're the lover too, knowing that you're not perfect and you see some imperfections, you see some flaws in your spouse's life, you shouldn't be too judgmental.
Mm.
You need to make room for each other's faults.
Yeah.
Marriage is one institution that when you're going into, you must have a big room for the
Mm-hmm.
faults of your spouse, because
Mm-hmm.
when you were dating, your eyes were blinded to certain faults,
Yeah.
and now that you are married, your eyes will be open. I used to say
Mm-hmm.
that marriage is a miracle working
Institute.
institution. Yes. So
Institution,
you get
rather.
into marriage, and
Yeah.
some of the things you were blinded
Mm-hmm.
towards
Towards.
before, you
Mm.
start seeing them, they become obvious to you.
Yeah. Very
They are just
obvious.
glaring, and you must make room for the imperfections of your spouse, and let your spouse to be who he is or who she is. Make room for the faults, the weaknesses, the strengths of your spouse, and that's very important for the topic we'll be treating today. You
Mm-hmm.
know, June is the month of men's mental health. Men's mental health awareness month. June. There are some awareness created in the month of November, but most organizations and countries dedicate the month of June to the mental health of men. And so today we'll be talking about men's mental health in
Mm-hmm.
marriage.
Yeah.
Yes, men's mental health in marriage. So why do we need to
Serious
talk
topic.
about men's mental health? It is certain that men are most likely the ones that will hardly seek professional help.
Mm-hmm.
You go to facilities, health facilities, you hardly see as many men as you see women seeking for professional help. And when you now take it further from just the general health to mental health, you hardly see men coming forward to seek help. So
So
there's a need
true.
for us to raise awareness that it's okay to seek for help. The societal pressure also makes men vulnerable, because it makes men vulnerable by making them not to look vulnerable.
Hmm. They're
So
always putting up
yes,
a
there is a
front.
pressure on
Yeah.
you to always be a man,
Mm.
be the man, so you shouldn't show that you have any sign of weakness. You should not show that you are down, you are depressed. You should not show any sign of
Weakness.
yes, at all. Just be strong.
Mm.
So that there is that societal pressure, there is that expectation that a man should always be a man should always be strong. But this month we need to let people know that men are human beings. A man is human.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
man is human.
That's true.
So a man will not always be perfect. Let him be. Let him ask for help. Sometimes men cry, but you may not see the tears because from childhood we've been trained, not to let our tears roll down. So
Yeah.
sometimes the tears may fall in the heart, where you can't see, or in the night time when they are alone. So there's need for us to let men be expressive. And then the mental health of a man can also relate to his productivity at the workplace, financially, and even in the marriage. If a man is not okay, it can affect his marital relationship. So there's a need for us to talk about this issue. No need of stigmatizing men going through mental health challenge. No need of stigmatizing anybody, a man or a woman going through such a challenge. But this month, let's take some time to focus on the men. I was sharing with my wife that for the woman, you have reasons to celebrate the woman or the female, the girl child at different points.
Yeah.
You have different mother days, you have
Mm-hmm.
different women days,
Girls'
women in
Day.
tech day, women in this, women in health. You have so many days to celebrate the woman, but for the man, we
Yeah.
don't have as many days. So for this period we have, let's really take time out to talk about the man. You
Mm.
know, does he have feelings?
Mm.
Some people think men do not have feelings.
Mm.
Before it used to be usual for you to see that a woman is heartbroken, maybe from a relationship, but you hardly think of a man who is heartbroken. So
Mm-hmm.
today you have ladies dishing out breakfast, anyhow to the men, thinking that they will just survive. But
Yeah, because
men
they
also
feel they are
have feeling.
capable.
They feel that yeah, they are men. They don't have feeling, but
Yeah.
that's not true. Men have feeling. Men can be depressed as a result of a breakfast. For those who do not understand, a breakfast can also be described as a heartbreak. You
Heartbreak.
know. So let's talk about that today. There's a need for us to talk about men's mental health. One other reason is the fact that you have uh, statistics showing across the world men having the tendency of committing suicide more than women. And that could be as a result of bottled up emotions, bottled up stress, issues that they couldn't share. Uh, the fact is that I think generally women have stronger social support system than men. Women have friends that they can just because women talk, men hardly talk. You hardly see a man talk about his challenges, but women have friends that they can confide in, sisters, and so there's a way that ease out the stress, the burden. But for a man, if you think about sharing with your wife, you will be afraid of her seeing you as a weak husband. You want to be strong for her. Then what if the issues concern you and your wife?
Hmm.
You cannot share with her. Then we are not used to talking with other men. The issues, we just want to bring that front out, that we are men, and there are demands, pressures of life coming from everywhere, demands from everywhere, the workplace, the family, extended family, nuclear family, about your responsibilities as a man. And when you're going through challenges, hardly able to meet up with such responsibilities, you see when men start wondering if it is worth living the life,
Hmm.
if they are not living the life.
Mhm.
If they're not living the life of their dream, is it worth being alive? But it's worth being alive. As long as there is life, there is hope.
Hmm.
So today we're dedicating it to the men. Just before I hand over to my lovely wife, just to say to the men out there, you're a man. No matter what you're going through, you know, you're human. And that does not stop you from being a man. That you are down today, that you're going through some challenges, does not stop you from being a man. Keep hope alive, rise up, and be strong. And you can seek help. You can seek strength. From positive sources, so that you can be a better man. Don't give up. Keep hope alive. One love.
Yeah, what a lovely speech to all the lovely men out there. Wow, this is so amazing. Today is a special day. We truly celebrate men. This month it's a month of celebration. So if you have your husband, your brother, your father, your son, your friend who is a male, just take our time to celebrate them, because the truth is that we don't get to celebrate men as we ought to celebrate them. They don't get to be celebrated as they ought to be celebrated, because men are awesome. Men are people who are selfless. In fact, I used to say, oh, thank God I'm not a man, because a man, yes, I know women, we have our own where we can be very selfless, sacrificing and all that. But then when it comes to a man, sometimes you see men that don't even think about themselves. They don't care about themselves. They just want to go all out to make sure their wife, their children, people around them are always okay, are always smiling, are always happy. Like that's what gives them joy. That's what gives them pleasure. And so for this reason, I think all men should be celebrated. All all women, please, wives, take out time this month to celebrate your husband, specifically, like special extra celebration. Of course, we are supposed to be celebrating each other, celebrating them every day. But since this month has been marked like for to honor the men, so we should also take out time to intentionally honor the men in our lives, especially our spouses, our fathers, our brothers, our sons. Because just like Coach Amy was saying, men are made to carry so much burden that they don't get to share. They don't get to talk about their stress. They don't get to talk about their pains. They don't get to talk about their challenges, because they don't want to be seen as weak. They don't want to be seen as giving up. They don't want people to see them as like they are not able to carry on. They are not able to face challenges. They are not able to, do certain things because they spoke out. So because of that, you find out a lot of men dying in silence. Yes, just like you said, it's been confirmed that men commit more suicide than women all over. Like it is, but it's not out there, because women talk about it. Women show their emotion, they talk about their feeling, but men don't. Sometimes you just see a man fall down and collapse because he's bottled up so many things, so many things. And today we just want to encourage men out there. It's okay to be down. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to cry. You're not a robot. You are a human. So as a human, you can be vulnerable. There are times where you don't got you don't have it all. You know, when they say I got it all. No, not all the time. And we women, we know that. So don't try to pretend. Don't try to sometimes I also feel like sometimes the men also put pressure on themselves because they want to always be seen as that macho man. We shouldn't be. It shouldn't be
You
because
may
they are
not,
human.
yeah, you may not blame the man,
Hmm.
because it didn't start when he became a
A
man. It
man,
started from
yeah.
when he was a child, the boy child.
Hmm.
You see the boy child being shouted at, being had at.
Yeah.
Growing up, you will remember experience where you can't. Why? For someone, why would you come back home crying that
Crying.
someone
Yeah,
beat you?
beat you up.
In fact,
Or you fell down.
you'll be beaten and sent back out,
Yeah.
to go and face the person and be a man.
So true. So
For
true.
some of us that grew in such environment, so we grow not to allow ourselves to be intimidated.
Mm.
No matter how gentle we look, we still have that in us. And so from childhood, when they see you crying, like, why are you
Why are
crying?
you crying?
Don't you know you're a
You're
man?
a man. Especially children that are still
Yes.
babies.
So,
Like you're telling them you're a man. Man
yes, so
for
it's
what?
been
Which man?
programmed there that I'm a man, so I shouldn't be emotional. I shouldn't cry. I shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be seen as being weak. Because
Yeah.
that's the message we pass,
Mm-hmm.
directly or
Softly.
indirectly.
Softly,
So
actually.
from childhood, the person is 2 years, and if they are twin, a male and female, you see the care given to the girl child different
Yeah.
from the care given to the boy child as they grow. So if something that has been wired from him, he became conscious of it from 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. By five, it's already settled.
Mm.
If you look at the child psychologists and how they describe the different age groups, and now he's in 25, he's 30,
Mm.
35, 45, and you want him to rewire that which has been wired all through life,
Mm.
through teenage experience.
Yeah,
it,
be
it's
quite
not easy,
difficult.
it's
Yeah.
quite difficult. And the problem is that we end up grooming monsters
Hmm. People who don't have feeling or who don't
who do
show
not connect
their
with their
feeling,
feelings,
and
who are afraid
that's
to
what is
connect with
happening
their
today.
feelings.
That's truly
Yeah.
what is happening today because you see men who relate with their wives as though they are just roommates, as in they don't. Some men don't show emotions. They don't want their wife to see that they even love them. I've
Because
heard
it will be like a sign of
of
weakness. And some
weakness.
will be trained. Sorry, you continue. Will be trained and told while growing up not
Yes.
to show emotions,
Yeah.
because the wife will take
Take
undue
advantage.
advantage.
I
I,
remember someone told you something
yeah,
like that before we got
yeah.
married. That thank God I don't
I
even know the
shouldn't laugh
person
with my
with your wife
wife.
that you shouldn't laugh
Once
with
I
you.
come home, be a
Be a
man,
man, just
stern
bone your
face.
face and be,
Yes, where is my food?
yeah.
Okay,
There's no, don't
what
joke
are you
with
saying?
her.
Okay, what do you need? All right, take
Just
chicken. And,
imagine
you know,
how would that have been?
but
How
I
would
laugh
that
a lot.
how would
You
that
know,
marriage how would it have been if you had obeyed or trusted the person's counsel and you did that? It would have been really terrible. And today we still have people with that
yes,
narrative, people
because
who
some
actually
accepted
do
it.
that. Yes,
Yeah,
we know people. I've heard people online who even talk that way, who say no, don't laugh with your wife, don't smile at
I say
her, don't,
what's funny in this
because she's
life.
going to take you for granted, she's going to take advantage of you, and all those nonsense. Truly, the truth is that people have actually raised monsters as a result of trying to say, be a man. That's not really what makes you a man. A man is someone who is caring, loving, who is tender, who can be there, who is selfless, sacrificing. Those are some characteristics of a man. You don't see that boneface or being a terrorist makes you a man. That's not what makes you a man. So today we're just celebrating men. We're just loving on men today all over the world, especially, yes, all over the world. In Nigeria, being
Yeah,
specific,
thumbs up to Nigerian
all,
men,
yes, Nigerian
African
men
men,
are wonderful men.
yeah,
Nigerian men are
and the men all
amazing
over the
men.
world.
Yes, and all
So,
over the
yeah,
world. Men are, I really love and appreciate men. I celebrate men. I see their sacrifice. I see their love. The truth is that sometimes a man can love, but he doesn't even know how to express it or how to, pour it out, because just like we said, they have not been taught to really express. They
Their
have not been
emotions.
taught to express their emotions, to show their weakness, because showing love sometimes seems as if you're showing weakness, which is really not true. So sometimes you'll find a man truly loving, but because he's not been taught, he's not learned over the years how to express himself, how to express love, he has not been able to show it the way he wants or he desires to show it. And so here today we're telling you that mental health is real. Is mental health is real.
Yeah, and
It's
it's an
happening.
important topic we
It's
should
an important
discuss.
topic that
We need to
couples need
pay,
to talk
yeah, and
about.
we need to pay
Pay
attention
attention,
to
yes,
the mental health of the
of the
man
man. A man goes through a lot.
a lot.
As a man sits down, you don't know what he's thinking. He's
Mm.
calculating so much. He's thinking about so many things. He's thinking about his immediate family, thinking about his in-laws, thinking about his friends, thinking about family members, thinking about work. So many things to
Responsibilities.
think about, so
Yeah.
many responsibilities that rest upon him, that he needs to take care of on a daily basis. So these things can cause mental health issues. It can destabilize the mind. It can make people to act in a way that they are not supposed to act. So we're going to take a break now and go for a music break. When we return, we'll share some points on signs
Signs.
that you can see and identify that this person might be struggling with mental health issues. So, because you might have someone who is having mental health issue around you, it might be your husband, father, brother, son, but you don't know. And you're not able to help. So we're going to be sharing some points with you on how you can identify that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. Do enjoy the music.